This is Yusuf, on JohnTheHutDweller channel. Just want to show these cool sunglasses that I got. Not gonna be wearing them through the video though. I was asked by Rail Kennex about books that were any good on orthodoxy, and I couldn't think of any then. There was one, and I don't know the name. I think it's called The Sword and the Fire. It's really good. It's not in print anymore, but it was used in the catechism class. But books that they sold in the bookstore at our parish. Here's one that's very good. It's called The Faith. It's by Clark Carlton. Both of those with C's. Clark Carlton. No E at the end of Clark, though. That's some spell. It's called Faith, Understanding of Orthodox Christianity. It says an Orthodox Catechism. That's because there is no Orthodox Catechism. People want to know what the Orthodox believe. Aside from the councils, big seven ecumenical councils, and there were little synods and stuff that affected it. Remember, not all councils are ecumenical councils. There are some robber councils like Carthage. But yeah, all the big councils, and then anything that's in the hymns. And this is not this. It kind of seems weird, but if you look at the Psalms were hymns for the temple, and now we have them recorded in a book. We don't sing them; we read them to get theology out of them, which is kind of strange. But it's the best way to get it because it's organic. I mean, what people are singing to God, you can tell more about that than if somebody were just speaking, And that's what orthodoxy. That's the faith of orthodoxy. Everything that's sung in the church is the theology. There's no real dogma. There's no systematic anything. It's just it's merely keeping alive that which had come before you. That's why the Orthodox services look like how the temple worship was back at when the temple stood. And we only know the curtain of the temple was torn because now we have Christ. The preservation of the culture and tradition carried on through into Christianity. But yeah, this one, Understanding Orthodox Christianity, is called The Faith by Clark Carlton. I had another book by him. I forget the name of it though. The one thing I want to address here is the difference shown here between Catholicism and Orthodox Christianity. And this is regarding the councils. It says, when the bishops meet together in council, they do not invent new doctrines. Rather, their job is to express the mind and the life of the church. A specific situation such as a challenge of a new heresy may necessitate the development of the church's vocabulary or the change in the way the church expresses a particular idea. Nevertheless, the duty of the bishops is to elaborate upon which the church has always believed and experienced, not to invent new teachings. And that's just what it was. The Roman Catholic Church holds ecumenical councils, and it's not ecumenical at all, which I guess is a good thing for the Roman Catholics. But whenever it seems like every 50 to 80 years they have another council, and it's really not in response to anything. It's just kind of what they want to do or how they think they want to progress into the next centuries. Orthodoxy it's foreign to Orthodoxy. Aristotelian thought was injected into Roman Catholicism through Aquinas. It's all these things weren't needed. All they do is they choke the people. I mean, Vatican I and II. Look at how those happened. Look at Vatican II. That didn't come from the people. That was the authorities saying, okay, now we're going to become more like the Protestants. We're going to strip everything out. And people hated it. That would never happen in Orthodoxy. The people affect the bishops, not the bishop, It's very sad to see how much the West has actually lost in it trying to stay hip and modern, I guess. I don't know what could be less hip or modern than a Roman Catholic priest. Maybe an Orthodox priest, but I guess they would have that avant-garde so they'd fit in. But no, this is a good book. It has forewords by Archbishop Dimitri, Bishop Isaiah, Bishop Basil, and Archimandrite Peter. I don't know any of those. They're not in my. Oh, Archbishop Dimitri might be. I think he was Antiochian. Now he's just a bishop or an auxiliary bishop. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about Dimitri, but yeah, a good book on Orthodoxy is The Faith by Clark Carlton. As for any questions you have, please message me. I'm sorry if I didn't get back to certain people. I haven't read some of my messages and comments because I don't read them unless I have time to respond. And some of them happen to be very deep, and then some of them just comments like LOL or something like that. But nevertheless, I just don't unless I have time to really think about it and respond. Because a lot of times it's gotten me to really just respond to something that it's kind of out of context. Um, but yeah, Clark Carlton, The Faith, that's a good one in Orthodoxy. Again, if you have any questions, please message me them. Uh, but have a happy Bright Week. Since we're in Bright Week, remember no fasting. And peace.